Today I'm gonna discuss about the astrological combinations, which planetary position, which combinations are making you to influence, learn astrology and even tell astrology. I will explain you which planets are going to influence. So before that I will tell you the background story. Everyone want to tell astrology because it's something is not possible with everyone. So if you are start predicting it, you'll feel sometimes great. Okay, so to make the feel, people start learning it. Even sometimes when you as a layman, if you try to approach some other astrologer to understand about a future, if he was not predicted rightly and if you are not satisfied that, so you decide one thing, this astrology won't work, or else what exactly astrology is going to be, and you try to learn how to predict. So this is the other way. And sometimes to enjoy the subject, to enjoy the these occult science and etc., so we might turn into the subjects. So as you know the basics of astrology, so I try to tell you what are the combinations are making a lead of astrology. So astrology is a subject, especially people will tell, so start predicting. So Vakku, so voice is very important. So the planets are karaka for a voice is Jupiter and Mercury. Okay, these are the important planets. And the second house, especially a very important house for astrologer, because it is a speech house. So some planets, some very strong planet must be situated in your horoscope in second house, or second lord should be exalted or something like that. And astrology is a subject, is occult science, finding the truths, finding the unknown things. So the secrets, so that will be represented by in horoscope 8th house. So 8th house is a subject of occultism. Even the 12th house is also like something new and kind of thing people try to learn from the unknown matters. So most of the research scholars and all, they will get ideas all of a sudden. Most of the novelists and creative artists will come from the 8th or 12th house. In generally, if you have a primary education, that will be called like a 4th or 5th houses. Okay, so higher education people will call it as 9th house. Okay, these are like maturity houses. Okay, these are the primary houses for understanding it. But I am going to tell you, for astrologer, 8th house is also very important house. 12th house is also a important house. Here astrologer try to be calculate. So there is a procedure always. So they will work with the mathematical calculations of the planets and dasha and all. So you must have the mathematical knowledge. So that should be mathematics represented by the Mercury. So if the secrets represented by the Saturn. So when Saturn and Mercury is well connected, people will able to calculate. See, Sun and Mercury can calculate. So that is a different mathematics. Especially here we are speaking with the karma. So the karmic planet, especially Saturn. So Saturn is an important planet. How it is connected with the Mercury is most important. So if Saturn and Mercury well placed in a horoscope, people can able to predict very well about the future or past or anything. Even they are good at mathematics also. This is the one combination. And Jupiter is a planet of expanding of the things and knowledge. If Jupiter is aspecting Mercury in your horoscope, it can be anyway, 5th aspect or 9th aspect or a 7th aspect. 5th or 9th is like a special aspects. Okay, Visesha Drushti. Okay, so if that aspects is there, so whatever they are going to predict, that comes very true. Okay, if the Jupiter and Mercury, because it will improvise the energy and it will improvise the intelligence of the Mercury. It will pass the energy through the combination. And especially the planet of Rahu is also very important. Here I am going to discuss about the every planet, how it is influencing in astrology. You cannot say the one single planet is a reason for astrology. It was a combination. Okay, so you have to understand very practically. So moon is Manakaraka, sun is like Atmakaraka. Okay, so moon is a emotion will come very fastly. Okay, so first of all, moon is also very important getting imagination, getting ideas. For example, as a designer will think very creatively and something differently, not with the regular people. The same way, how the moon is placed in astrologer horoscope will make you thinking a third process, imagine the situation. Okay, so that is the reason your moon is very important. If the full moon is placed in Cancer ascendant, Cancer sign, the people can able to good at astrology. If the moon is in Pushyami nakshatra, in Karkataka Rasi, that is also be good yoga. And sometime the Karana yoga. There are a lot of combinations you can see by reading of old classic books. I am just explaining in a practical way how the combinations are going to be worked. Here this Saturn is a planet, is always try to dig the matter very in the deeper and deeper level. Okay, so Saturn especially also karmic planet, and Saturn and Rahu is also karmic planets. So if Rahu is in a 10th or Rahu in 2nd, people dig the data, secrets of the subject. Okay, so the people who have been Rahu in 10th or 11th or 2nd houses, so they can predict very well. Okay, as well as here the Lagna Lord being in 8th house or 8th Lord being in a Lagna and combination, or Lagna Lord in a 12th and connected to the connection between the Jupiter and Mercury. These are combinations also will lead. So now we discussed about the planet, each and every planet, important planets. I told you about the Saturn already, and Mercury is also for important for calculation. See, few of the planets, especially flavored planets. Okay, Mercury and Venus is a Lagu Graha. Okay, so how they are connecting with the important planets? Important planets means they are like original planets. Okay, so I mean to say the Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Saturn is like a very powerful planets. Mercury or Venus is like Lagu Graha, and Rahu and Ketu is like a node signs. So it follow the energy based on the sign, as we know everyone. Okay, so if Rahu in 10th house, it's being in a own star. For example, Vrushabha Lagna. Okay, 10th house occupied by the Rahu in Satabisha Nakshatra. The moon is strong at any location. Okay, it's not big Shina Chandra, it's the good moon. So they can able to predict astrology, and irrespective of we should also consider the other combination. So that is Lagna Lord in 12th or Lagna Lord in 8th or 8th Lord connected to Lagna Lord or Lagna Lord aspecting 8th Lord. So these are the combinations lead to understand the depth of the subject and all. That is, here I told you about the 10th house, and 10th house occupied by the Saturn, or Saturn in a 12th house. Okay, Saturn in 11th house, or you can take a 12th or a 8th is the best. Okay, why? Saturn will aspect the 2nd house. People are quite diplomatic. They don't reveal the secret. They kept the secret very strongly, and they will try to dig the secrets. So here the Saturn is an important planet in astrology, especially. It will show you the attitude, and it will help you to the management. So whoever comes into your life, you can able to manage very well when the Saturn is like beneficial or giving a result, at least aspecting the 2nd house. Even it can be debilitated also. Vrushabha Lagna, Saturn in 12th house and aspecting 2nd house, that's sufficient. Okay, so not an issue. But here the Saturn aspect, when it is connected 2nd, so the predictions are quite good and very right way to present. They don't exaggerate the things, or they don't show you the unnecessary things. That is also very important combination. And the Mars. So astrologer should be very straightforward, and they don't need to be like when it is required, they are very strong and enough brave to represent their self about the prediction. If the marriage is not there, so you can tell marriage is not there, something like that. So when the Mars aspect in 3rd house or Mars in 3rd house, they can able to tell very strongly and very straightforwardly. So sometimes when the people are in a very dilemma situation to understand in a right answer, so you need a genuine answer. So then you need a Mars being in a 3rd house in a speech and communication house, show your very strongness to predict something. You should not be fear when you are predicting. Okay, it can be whether it's a right or wrong. So you should be more confident. So the confidence will show you the third Mars will tell you. So now I told about the Saturn and Mercury and Moon. Sun is Atma Karaka. If Sun is not afflicted, you will not be get little worried and all. So afflictions means sometimes Sun with the Rahu and some kind of combinations can lead something like a less confidence kind of thing. Okay, so that also you should observe. Now I told Sun, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter and a Venus. So Venus is also, if it is like 8th lord and kind of thing, Venus also Sukracharya. Okay, so Venus is also well placed with the Guru, so they can have a good knowledge and a subject oriented. Okay, they are like a very in detailed Guru Shukra Konasthiti and Jupiter aspecting Venus. This will make you like good subject understanding in a traditional way and understanding a kind of thing. Okay, Shukra and Shani, I told you important karmic planet, and Rahu Ketu are remaining. So now you understand about the especially astrological combinations, and a few of also I noted down. I will try to read it, so even I can reanalyze that. Here astrologer must be strong in Mercury, because the Jyotisha Karaka planet is a Mercury. That's why he said Mercury should be strong. The planet have the intelligence and aptitude in the same the way posited Gajikesar Yoga along with the moon. Okay, so Guru and Chandra Gajikesar Yoga, because in the natural zodiac sign the 4th house occupied by the Chandra and 9th and 12th house occupied by the Guru. So 9th house higher education, 12th house about the occult science, when Guru Chandra connected to the primary education and higher education as well as the occult science. Those kind of thing people call it like Gajikesar Yoga and also important. And the inclusion of the 5th house and 9th house, because of the 9th higher education, 8th house for occult science. When Jupiter and Mercury union or shares as influence relationship, exchange of houses and call also will give you the astrology kind of significance. And a person have inclination toward astrology in the following happen: if there is an influence relationship of Saturn Moon in native birth chart, or a planet Moon union the planet with the Mercury and planet Saturn aspects. These are, I mean, Saturn and the Moon connection will give you a Punarpudosha and things get delayed in your life. So when things started getting delaying, so you start worrying why it's not happening in my life. Then your life starts thinking about something that can be even occult science. Moon and Mercury combination will give you the very good at speech and communication. So these are communication also, combinations also leads towards the astrology when it is connected to the Jupiter and Mercury properly with the 5th and 8th and 12th kind of thing. And relationships can be maintained, public communications, house is 7th house. So how your 7th house is connected with the planets also, we have to observe based on the horoscope. And when the owner of 8th house creates a yoga with the Saturn or a moon through influence of the relationship and union, the ruler of 8th house is also united with the 5th ruler. The native have some interest on astrology. So that's what I told. 5th and 8th house connected with the Saturn and moon. So 8th house is also, if the 8th house with the full moon and kind of thing, 8th house is with the Saturn and kind of thing, because 8th Saturn will aspect the 2nd house, 8th moon 8th house is the body. Okay, so it will give you the more depth of the subject and all. When the ruler of 2nd house and 10th house or ascendant, either Jupiter and Mercury united with the owner 5th house or 8th house influences, that is especially 5th house or 8th house influences. And the native the area of astrology, when the Mercury placed in a 10th house Mercury will give you the calculation in the Gemini and ascendant in the birth chart. Jupiter influence the owner of 5th house and 5th lord. Okay, that kind of thing also. 10th Mercury give you the calculation. 8th and 9th house are located in the Saturn ascendant and influence of Ketu. Yeah, I told you the Ketu is a planet try to pull you always. Moon and Ketu connection, you try to put it into astrology. Okay, they'll try to like occult science, and because seeing something in the world, it's like something intuition and all. And I was never told you about the Uranus and Mercury well placed in a horoscope, Saturn and Uranus well placed in a horoscope, and if it is connected with the 8th and 12th house, they are like very bright at astrology kind of thing. Okay, Uranus and Mercury well placed, they will capture very fastly. They are like quick learners. So they will understand very detailed analysis, very depth and very accurate 1.2, 1.3 kind of nature they will have. And most of the people will say about the Jupiter and all, Mercury, that you understand. Now you understand every planet will give you influence. Rahu is a Jyotish Pandit, Saturn is a Jyotish Pandit, Moon is a Jyotish Pandit, Guru is a Jyotish Pandit, Venus is a Jyotish Pandit, Sun is a Pandit default. So here you have to understand how the combination is situated, and moreover, very important point, you have the combination, everyone have the combination maybe, but everyone is not going to become a turning as an astrologer. Turning as an astrologer is something like your dasha lord should connected to, if it is like a Saturn or some other, okay, any dasha, Rahu should connected to 3, 8 and 12 house. Third house for a communication, second house is also required for a speech, and 8th house like occult signs, and 12th house also occult signs of thing. Okay, a astrologer will have a very good planet and very bad planet in their horoscope, definitely, no doubt in that. The bad planet especially try to understand what exactly happening, and they will fear and they will think negative about the thing, and the positive planet is a little bright and all. I am telling you that the dasha lord should connect it to 3, 8, 12 houses, then they will become turning as an astrologer. Okay, if Mercury is aspected by the Jupiter of the Dhanakaraka, they will gain the money. If Saturn and Mercury well placed, they will get the good subject and mathematical calculation by. Jupiter is aspecting not Mercury, they cannot be maybe long term they continue the kind of astrologer as an astrologer. Okay, so before learning of the subject, if you understand the combination, so you will set your mind what I am, where I am, how I am. So you will decide yourself and you will schedule yourself. So that is the reason I given a little bit overview of the combinations and all. Even you can comment below. So I try to guide you up what the experience I have. Okay. Thank you so much.